I know there's somebody who loves me. Somebody who really loves me. And that's all I need. We in Miami turning up another night. We smoking broccoli, but she smelling like a rat. I'm in her pennies tryna get out in her cry. Friends are my friends and they tryna get God. Her name is Angel, but she's far from God. Said it don't pay well to fall in love. Must be the stars, but something's lining up. Thought my exes was bad, but you find out. Oh, no. Yeah. Somebody who loves me in the building. Somebody who feel me in the building. We throw 50,000 to the ceiling. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We in Miami turning up another night. We took the trophy, let the shorties take the yacht. We all in Santos, I rented out the spot. Friends, all of my friends, and they tryna get God. Her name is Angel, but she must forgot. She said her bestie wanna get home and swap. I said I'm shy, baby, and that's doing a lot. I'm tryna do more than bust down your watch. I need somebody who gon' meet me at the top. Who's out there for me? Who's out there for me? Who's out there for me? Said it don't pay well to fall in love. I need the stars or something lining up. Thought my ex bitch was bad, but you find out. Oh yeah. Yeah. Somebody who loves me in the building. Somebody who feel me in the building. We throw 50,000 to the ceiling. Oh yeah. I know there's somebody who loves me. Somebody who really loves me. And that's all I need. Yeah.
I'm holding y'all hands real tight when I say this because I don't feel like fighting. But please quit calling them little 1 week breaks celibacy. You're not celibate. You're not celibate.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the Bookit Sports community and around the world. Welcome back to another episode of The Morning After. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I hope everybody had fun. I hope you did something that made you smile. Maybe something bad happened. Maybe something good happened. Hopefully you're starting your week off the right way, which is me and Josh. Josh, how was your weekend?
It was good. We're running around a lot this weekend, so I'm a little tired, but...
Running and gunning?
Running and gunning. I played golf this weekend, actually. I played golf yesterday.
How'd you play?
Not great. I need to figure out my new driver a little bit.
Lauren, GM.
Not really hitting it great, but...
Let's go.
The rest of the clubs, new irons, been striping them. So
Been
that
hitting
feels
them good?
Been hitting them really good.
Wow.
The driver, though, not good.
Did
Like,
you play
literally.
by yourself?
No, I played with 3 of my buddies.
Let's go.
Yeah. Played in Grapevine. It was nice.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we got to just start off the episode with a really large announcement that I didn't want to have to make, that I really wasn't looking forward to making, that I was really hoping I was never going to have to make. The William and Mary tribe is dead.
Yeah.
Shout out to William and Mary tribe. Couldn't even make it past one goddamn game.
Delaware.
Losing to Delaware. Josh, they let
And
the
that one
University
kid.
of Delaware score 100 points.
You watched the game, I know, right?
But in what world?
You watched the game?
But in what world, Josh?
I mean, that kid just couldn't fucking miss.
But in
The
what
one kid,
world?
Yeah.
100
Yeah.
points.
I mean, when someone goes 8 for 10 from 3, it's like, what are you going to do?
Take his legs out.
Take his legs.
No, I don't know what you do.
I don't know what you do.
I turned it off with 5 minutes left in the second half.
I
So,
mean, yeah. That's
fair. 100 points, dude.
Yeah.
To Delaware. I don't know if Delaware has scored 100 points in the history of the school.
Probably not.
I would
History,
actually go
maybe.
as far.
Not this year. There's no
I would
way.
go as far to say Delaware hasn't even come close to scoring 100 points this entire year.
I would actually say that's
Can we
probably
fact check that? Can we
I mean, they're
Trump fact
terrible.
check that?
Let's see.
Dude, they're horrendous. And the crazy part is everyone thought when I made the bracket I was crazy for having Delaware even making that game. By the way.
Let's go. When did the
Doing a quick
season
fact
start?
check.
Okay, I got it. All right, so 80, 58 now. 84. Oh, they scored 100 against Yale.
All right, forget it. Move on.
Like
All right, forget it. Move on.
100 even. But that's it.
I had quite the eventful weekend. Quite
What did you do?
the eventful weekend.
Let's hear about it.
So Friday, went out in Dallas, obviously. Pretty standard, just with one of my buddies, his girlfriend, and a bunch of our other friends. I don't want to tell you about the night out. What I do want to tell you about is what happened when we got back to my buddy's apartment, because it was actually hysterical.
Okay, let me hear.
So we have a night out. We had, before we went out, we had what's called a porn star. It's a drink. Have you ever had that before? I'd never had it before either. And honestly, would not recommend, because I got news for you. It'll derail your whole night. It's like vodka and then topped off with champagne. It's just too much. It's too much.
That's all it is?
Well, there's like an orange juice, I think, in there. I don't know, simple syrup, maybe a little bit.
That didn't sound too bad.
But it was just too much.
That sounds good.
It was like putting kerosene on a fire.
So it's like a screwdriver mimosa,
Yes.
almost.
I guess,
Like a little
yes.
mix of a screwdriver mimosa.
Yes. Yes.
I could fuck with that, I think.
So we had a little night out. We get back to my buddy's apartment, and the demons started talking again. And they went, "You need a cigarette." So we were like, "All right, we need to have cigarettes." Yeah, we were like, "Fuck."
We have to finish another.
And we had to finish another whole goddamn pack. Keep in mind, we've been drinking like very heavily this Friday, so we're on his little balcony, and we're sitting there, and he's got a little pack. He gives me one of the cigarettes. Put it in my mouth. He lights it. For whatever reason, I take a drag. Just open my fingers. He had his own one. There was no reason to do that. I just went and just dropped this. Just dropped it on the
threw it on
ground.
the
He goes,
ground,
what are you doing? What are you doing? I go, oh. Dude, I sit there for like 2 minutes as it's burning on the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's still burning. And then I looked
Like
at
you
him.
can't pick
I
it
looked
up.
at him like a sad puppy. I was like, he's like, all right, fine, I'll give him one more. So he gives me the other ones. We're doing whatever. We get back inside, and before we sat on the furniture, I was like, it's his girlfriend is sleeping, so it's just me and him. We're like trying to rat around the apartment, and we're sitting there, and I go, God, we reek of cigarettes. It was like, it's like one of the, I'm never doing it again. It's just like the worst smell. Like it ruins
It's
your
the
throat.
worst, yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like there's nothing cool or fun about it. They suck.
I hate, dude. They're gross.
I hate 'em too.
Disgusting.
But then it's like the Green Goblin mask, and it starts looking at me funny and talking to me once I've had 9
Yeah,
porn
that does not happen. Dude,
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know. I fucking. Ugh.
Whatever. We get
I can't do
inside. We reek of cigarettes. So I was like, all right, dude, we got it. And he was like, we got to drop in to Tilted. So
I mean,
we
you
had
saying no?
we had to. So now we're tarps off, dropping into Tilted.
Torps.
so that the furniture doesn't smell. Because we
Okay.
didn't want to sit on his couch and ruin the. His girlfriend would have killed me. So I was like, I can't. So we we both have our shirts off. Just
Did your
grind-
pants not
just
smell?
No, we had shorts on, but the cigs are right here the whole time.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
you're smoking and it's like it seeps into
It's
your
just in
shirt
there,
more than
yeah,
your shorts and pants because the smoke is living up
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So now we're shirtless playing. And I was like, you know what we need? It's 2:30 a.m. I need Taco Bell. I called Taco Bell. Well, I didn't call it. I just called in Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I called in the
DoorDash,
book.
yeah.
Yeah, I called in the book. I
Yeah.
called in Taco Bell. They're on their way. So there's only one gate that we can open. The back gate in his apartment is totally chalked.
Yeah.
You can't open it. Totally chalked. The only one you can open is the front gate. Dude, Josh, I'm hammered. We're dropping in. We're mid-drop. Phone starts ringing. I was like, oh, shit, it's DoorDash. So I pick it up. And I'm always really nice on the phone. Me and my brother have this joke for whatever reason. Whenever we talk to anyone in the service industry, our voice goes up 3 octaves. And I just become overly nice.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be overly nice and come off like a douche.
Fair.
I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, we're at the back gate. They didn't speak great English. I almost did the accent. I'm not going to do that. They want to get canceled today. And I was like, okay, unfortunately, we can't open the back gate. Can you please come to the front gate? And the guy goes from just normal conversation to arguing with me now. And he goes, just open the back gate. And I was like, I can't open that gate. If you could just please come to the front, I'll drop a pin of where it is. I'll tell you the exact street. We can't open that gate from here. There's no button or anything that I can do. It's an exit only. Just open the gate that I'm at. Oh. Dude, I literally did one of these. And now I'm trying to like not yell because people are sleeping and I don't want to wake up the people in their apartments. I'm trying to be a respectful guest. I'm like, listen, man, I can't open the back gate. I'm going to send you the address in the chat. Can you please just drive around to the front? Open the gate that I'm at. I don't want to move.
I don't want to move. And it's like, dude, this dude holds the fate of your entire night.
Dude, the whole night.
He's got the entire night in his car.
And
in his little passenger seat. He's got the entire night sitting right there.
Knowing me, it was just such an overzealous order. I ordered for like 5 people.
Yeah,
It's just me and my buddy. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't just order a singular item. I have to make sure that their trip is worth it.
You order double for the amount of people that it is.
Yes.
So it's 2 people, it's for 4 people.
Yes.
That's how
100%.
it goes. Yeah.
100%. Because I just feel like if to make their night worth it, I have to order enough to where it's not just like they're delivering one taco. So I just got way too much food. I go.
So instead you get like 15.
I go, listen, man, I'm really not trying to be rude, but I cannot open that gate. You have to come to the front. And keep in mind, dude, the back gate is all the way over there. Like, all the way. Like, such a far walk. So even if I wanted to meet him, and the guy goes, okay, fine. Hangs up the phone. Like, hung up on me. I was like, what the fuck is that? Buddy lives on the first floor. Finally, the guy drives around. I was like, all right, I'm going to go run out. You got to keep us alive. And he's playing both controllers. I try to jump his balcony, eat shit, fall in the grass. That one sucked. I'm wearing it on the chin now. So I'm shirtless in the grass,
Muddy?
Socks on, no
it
mud.
It rained a little bit.
No, it did rain a little bit. Luckily, no mud.
That's good.
Get up, scramble up, open the door. I'm like, I'm opening the door because I can't reopen the door.
Yeah,
it's like to the complex.
Open,
And I was just hoping he would just run out and give it to me. And now he's sitting in the car, just holding it through the passenger window, and I'm holding the door now. So now I'm in a situation where it's like, okay, do I look like more of a douchebag again and be like, yo, I'm so sorry I can't close this door, or do I just go get food?
Yeah.
Complete nightmare scenario, dude.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Did you have your phone?
Thank God. No, phone is in the dude. It was scramble time. We're dropping tilted. I need to get outside, grab the bag, get back to the couch before we even have a single altercation. I'm looking around trying to find something to prop the door open. Thank God there's a big rock. Throw the rock in the door. Hopefully it holds. Run, grab the food, run, jump back in the house. We start ripping again. We're eating, ripping, eating. We stayed up till like 5 a.m. Complete nightmare. Didn't win a single game. I don't know if we got past the top 50. And there was a couple times where we go, all right, safe drop. And we would just get, like literally Ninja was playing. Like we would just get ran through.
Yeah.
So that was brutal. Fast forward, we wake up Saturday.
Can
Yeah,
I just address something in the chat real quick?
Yeah.
Lauren's chat saying DoorDash just be hiring anybody, man, is
They have
yes,
to.
they do be.
They
yeah,
do.
They literally hire anybody. I just thought that was so funny.
There's not much of a criteria. They go, do you have a car?
That was so funny.
And can you follow a simple GPS?
Oh.
And they go, yes. Yeah, I don't even know if they hire you. You just sign up.
Yeah, you just sign up. You just kind of join.
Just kind of join.
It's like a membership that you get paid for.
You just go, oh, wait, I have a car, and I could drive your food. But shout out the DoorDash community. You guys are good.
So good.
You've saved so many.
No,
nights.
yeah. I mean, I just thought it was so funny to just be hiring anybody. I thought that was so good.
But so this is where the story gets good. Friday was just funny because we were tarps off playing Fortnite. Ended up getting yelled at because I was yelling at the guy. He goes, shut up. I was like, oh, my bad. Hung up the phone. That's on me. Hand up. That's on me. Also, I just have this like mental disorder where every time I get in an Uber and I'm hammered, I have to sit in the front seat and I got to talk to you because you find the most interesting people on like Friday and Saturday Ubers. I'm sitting in the front seat of our Uber Friday while we were going to the bar. This is just a quick rewind. Talking to the guy. He ended up being from Turkey, divorced 2 times, 3 kids, loves LA Fitness.
Okay.
He was just like, the only thing that
How'd
I
you
live
get into
for is
that?
my LA Fitness every single day. And I was like, man,
Sure.
that cut deep. And then he was like, I was like, oh, so you like getting back out there? What's going on? He was like, yeah, I'm trying to get back out there. After 2 divorces, it gets a little harder with the kids and stuff like that. And he goes, favorite drink though is an old fashioned. I was like, man, where's the best old fashioned? And he just said like the most dive bar of dive bars in Dallas. And I was like, maybe we got to look somewhere else. Might be where you're looking. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to find the treasure, you can't be going to the cave.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Good lesson for life as well. If you're trying to find the treasure, don't be looking in bad places. Fast forward, it's now Saturday. You wake up, everyone's been through this. You're really hungover. You have one decision. You either keep it going and you attack the hangover by drinking more, or you chalk it to the game, you eat it, and you rot the rest of the day.
Yep.
I was able to get the troops up and moving.
Wow.
We go to Burger House. I don't know if you've ever been. If anyone lives in the Dallas area, you got to try it. It's an unbelievable niche little burger spot. It's a hole in the wall. Some of the best burgers I've ever had. I made the mistake of starting a cauldron in my stomach, and I said, you know what? Not only am I hungover, I'm going to do a double cheeseburger with a side of chili cheese fries. Nightmare move. Literally a nightmare move, dude.
They probably sounded so good at the time, though.
Dude, in the moment, my head sounds like there's a monkey with cymbals in it doing this.
It probably sounded
and I'm looking at the menu, and he was like, do you want a side of fries? And I was like, I'm looking at the menu. I was like, yeah, I'll do a side of fries. And then I just scanning, and I say, chili cheeseburger. I go, wait, sir, can you hold that? Can I make it the chili cheese fries? And dude, they came out. It just looked like soup. Like it was literally just soup.
Yeah, literally trying to get.
It was just soup. Like it was chili soup with wet French fries in it. It was so fucking gross, but the burger was so good. Right after that, I was able to convince the group to go to a little what is it called? Where they make beer? Brewery. A little brewery. So we go to a little brewery in Dallas. We didn't get the beers, though. We got the mimosas, which was a mistake.
Okay.
She brings them out, 0 orange juice in it. It was just a carafe of champagne. To the point where the people with me were like, yo, can we get some orange juice on the side?
You don't like it? I feel
Sure.
like that's the less orange juice, the better.
But like when this is the first drink to attack the hangover, the last thing you want is just straight dry champagne in the mouth. So I was like,
yeah, it's true.
So whatever, we get the mimosas down. It ends up just being me and my other buddy. And we go, all right, let's go back to the apartment. It's now like 3 p.m. We know we had some other buddies that want to hang out around 5:30. And I tweeted this conversation because it was fucking hysterical. And I go, we have no other option but to just destroy this Saturday. So we're just going to ruin this Saturday nice and early.
Yeah. So
we start driving back to his apartment. We stop at a 7-Eleven to pick up some brews. Okay. I tweeted this conversation because it literally, like, I started laughing out loud in a 7-Eleven in the middle of downtown Dallas. I was like, we're sitting there, and there's a conversation I think every guy group has had when you're standing at the 7-Eleven looking at the fridge of beers. You go, what are we drinking tonight? Because this is how you start the night. You know, it's like, what are we drinking? Yeah. There's so many options. You go with the seltzers, you go with the beers. And I was like, what are we drinking tonight? Like, what are we thinking? Like, sitting there both looking at the thing. Maybe Modelo's? I wasn't really feeling Modelo's. I was like, I don't want to do Modelo's. All right. What about Dos? I was like, ooh, I could so do some Dos Equis.
Get a little interest.
So I grabbed the Dos Equis. He's still standing there, by the way, arms crossed. And he goes, I go, what are you doing? Thinking I'm going to do a side of beatbox.
Oh my God.
Just the idea.
Side of beatbox.
Just the idea of a side of beatbox, like it's chili cheese fries. Thinking I'm going to do a side of beatbox, which is 17% that ruins the whole day. Yeah. So now I'm bought in. Now we're both doing a side of beatbox. So you grab the beers, you grab the beatbox. Now it's just me and him in his apartment. We're drinking beatboxes. The other kid shows up. We're drinking doses. We're playing drinking games. We played a game called Tourette's, which was really fun. We played the diamond version of Ride the Bus, whatever it may be.
How did it feel going from beatbox to Dos Equis?
Dude, by the time you finish the beatbox, you're fucking you're planning a mission to the moon.
Yeah.
So it's just water.
Yeah.
The Dos Equis after the beatbox was just water. It's like 25%, it's like 30% alcohol beatbox. And now you're switching to just like waters.
Yeah.
So we're just literally busting on the beatbox, and now we're just at water.
That's what I'm wondering, like on your stomach.
Oh, I mean, dude, I've got literal, like, I don't even know how to describe the war scenes that are going on in my stomach right now. There's chili cheese fries, there's double cheeseburger, there's now a hard iced tea beatbox mixed in with mimosas, and now I'm putting Dos Equis on top. It could have, gross.
Okay.
Like, just gross. The stomach doesn't end anywhere, by the way. Like, I didn't have like a massive blow up or anything like that. But so we're running the ball with beatboxes. Now we're switching to an air raid offense with the Dos Equis, playing drink games. We all came to the conclusion that I think everyone agrees with. The pregame is the best.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than the pregame.
100%, yeah.
You're listening to your music. You're playing games. You're fucking
starting to
around.
feel
You're playing
good.
games. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're feeling good.
Feeling nice.
We then get, feeling nice. Feeling nice. We walk to the bar. It's a great time hanging out at the bar. End up back at one of my other buddies' apartments. And this is where the night takes a complete turn. Complete turn. Get to the apartment. There's a little bit of a mess. Help clean up the mess. I hear yell, Mike. And keep in mind, for those of you that listen to Friday's episode, if you haven't, make sure you go back and listen because it's going to make way more sense. I am handy. I can fix certain things. I am good at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Toilet's clogged to the point where there is an inch of standing water on the bathroom floor. An inch of standing water because they wouldn't stop flushing it.
Where in
their bathroom.
Okay.
So now I'm at the point, Josh, where I walk in there, my socks are, it's Squidward.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Squidward.
But keep in mind, I am so dialed in at this point of drunkenness that I'm ready to tackle this toilet. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat this toilet.
Yeah, you're up a beatbox and probably 10
Dude,
Dos Equis. You're
I'm
good.
up, and then we went
You're
to the
feeling interested.
Dude, if we went to the bar, Josh, and I immediately went, big brain move, change the offense, vodka Sprites. So now I'm dialed the hell in.
Yeah.
And I have to defeat this toilet now. So I walk over, I've removed the top to make sure that we're all good at the top. Everything seems to be working. I pull the little lever up to make sure that the toilet is even flushing. A little bit more water comes out. That's okay.
You knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, you knew it was going to happen, but I just needed to make sure that the toilet will at least flush because sometimes you can pull that lever and it won't flush, which means you actually need a plumber. So I was, okay. Squidward feeding around now. So putting towels down. I was like, yo, I need all the towels you got. Putting towels down, cleaning up bathroom floor. Keep in mind the towels, and when I say towels, dude, I'm talking towels like you drop them in a pool. Like when you try to, like they're so wet. So now I'm in there. I'm like, okay, I got the plunger. I'm plunging away. I'm like, God, fuck, damn. And I can hear the little, when it starts flushing just a little bit. And so as I'm doing it, I'm like a doctor. I'm talking to my buddy whose apartment is just like, what happened here? Like, what's going on? And he was like, I don't know. We had some girls over, whatever. And I was immediately in my head, I go, okay. There is either a metric ton of toilet paper because the water wasn't colored. So just keep in mind, water wasn't colored. So I was like, okay. There was either classic poopy brain. I'm going to use a metric ton of toilet paper. And by the way, I have sisters, so I've had to unclog some toilets. And normally they just use an obscene amount of toilet paper for no reason. Yeah. Or there could potentially be foreign objects that shouldn't be in the toilet. So now I'm at the point where I can hear it go a little bit, but it won't completely go. And I'm like, doctor, I'm like, scalpel, I'm trying to get this toilet. Because, you got to get this toilet fixed. The plumber's not going to come out at 2 a.m. God forbid someone has to go to the bathroom. God forbid, whatever it is.
And your feet are already soaking wet.
Yeah, dude, I'm in it.
Balls deep
I'm
into this toilet.
I'm literally in it.
Yeah.
Now my pants are getting a little wet because I'm doing this with the thing. So that's gross. That's gross. So now I'm pants off. I'm in my boxers. I always wear oversized T-shirts, so it looks like I'm naked in the bathroom because the T-shirt's completely covering the boxers. And I am inside of this toilet. I will not lose to this toilet because I feel like once I admit defeat, people are going to have to go to the lobby of the apartment to use the bathroom. We are chalked.
Yeah, you're already soaking wet. Dude.
Yeah, already soaking wet.
Have to.
I know I need to get the water out of the toilet, though. So I'm going to have everyone stay with me. This is how good of a friend I am. This is how committed to the cause. I always keep in mind it's 4 a.m. 3:30, 4 a.m. I get a large cup. And you have to do this. I've had to do this on jobs, at houses. Sometimes you have to get the water out of the bowl because it won't flush because something is seriously stuck. And I can tell that when I would do the plunger really hard and pull it up, you would hear a little bubble, but then whatever is there would go right back in.
Because there's too much water.
Too much water.
Yeah.
I'm hand in bowl, dude. I'm literally hand in bowl shoveling water into the shower. It is fun. At this point, I wouldn't be shocked if I catch some sort of fucking disease, dude. I'm hand in bowl, water in shower, just trying to be a good friend, dude. Just trying to dial it in. Just trying to dial it in. Fucking buddy comes in and goes, oh, that looks good. Flushes it. The water comes right back up. I was like, what? What are you doing? Dude, I'm sitting there, by the way, boxers, long shirt, holding the cup. What are you doing? I think, what was that? So now I'm back. I was like,
have to make him do
I literally
that after.
I go, get the hell out of here. Now I'm back. Shoveling. Finally, the water level's starting to go down.
How many shovels do you think you had to do?
Dude, it was double digits, like deep double digits, bro. It was like one of those, those souvenir cups you get at like a bar where they're plastic and they're, it's one of those. So I'm shoveling. This is how good of a friend I am, by the way. Like, if anyone has any questions about how good of a guy Mikey Over is, this is classic. Shoveling. The water level starts getting down. Shovel. Oh, we've made contact with whatever is clogging this bowl.
Wait, with the
cup.
How do you feel? You had it like that deep in there?
Deep.
Okay.
Deep in the bowl. My hand was never submerged in water.
Okay.
In the bowl, but it was like I would fill the cup and then. I'm not saying I didn't have toilet water on my hand. Definitely did. And then it was. You could like hear it. It was like, oh. Like, for the love of God, please do not be what I think I just hit. And then I just little back out. Like, okay, the next one I get, like, this is gonna be it.
Wait, so you couldn't see it?
No.
Where was
But
it?
I
Like,
could feel it. It was literally in the hole, like just coming out of the hole of the toilet.
wait, why could you not see it though?
Because the water was still so high.
Okay.
And by the way, we're flushing it. We're doing this, and there's little micro scrappings of toilet paper, so it's also a little foggy.
Oh, a little foggy.
Yeah,
okay,
full
that's
foggy,
why.
full
Yeah, I was
foggy.
like, if it's fully clear, how are you
A
not?
little foggy.
Okay, a little foggy.
And I get it. And I do that with the cup. Dude, it's actually making me nauseous. The cup gets heavy. So I do one of these, and it was just a classic girl that just balled up toilet paper. And it was a toilet paper ball this big. Don't worry, there was no shit, there's no poop. It was definitely just a classic girl that just like either was doing something but it's like a classic just way too much toilet paper for what you needed. And there's like a little this is it. I'm only telling this story because this is the funniest shit that ever happened. My buddy's now standing at the door because I go, we got something. And he comes in, he's like standing at the door, kind of like peeking because I think he's a little gross out. Pick up the cup. I drop it in the trash, and it's just like, it's a huge thing of toilet paper. Nothing gross. I mean, definitely gross, but whatever. Drop it in the toilet paper, dude. You just hear it hit the trash. Like, it hits the trash can, and it's like hitting like the plastic bag, and it's so heavy. And it hits that trash can, dude, and it was a little watery. The noise it made, I'm now standing over the toilet. So I get it out. I pour it in the toilet. I pour it in the trash can, and now I'm audibly gagging because that was so fucking gross. So I start gagging over the toilet. Thank God I got everything out because God forbid if I did throw up, now it can flush. And I flushed.
So
Dude, so I'm gagging. And I'm going, my buddy's now at the door. He goes, don't you? Now he's gagging.
Yeah.
Now he's gagging. I'm gagging. I flush the toilet just to make sure that it flushes. You see it can start. So it works. And we're like, yeah. So we're like celebrating, but also gagging, celebrating, gagging. Now it's like 5 a.m. The celebrations, all my clothes are in like the washer dryer. So now I have like just the most weird amalgamation of clothes on that I had to borrow. But we did it. We did it. And another, just in classic fashion, I have a weekend where I'm just convinced only this shit happens.
Up until 5 a.m. playing Fortnite and unclogging toilets.
Just another weekend.
Just another weekend. And some beatboxes.
Just another
the
week.
beatboxes is
And that's
fucking
where it all started.
I don't know if
The night went wrong.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone drink a beatbox before. I don't know if I've ever had one. Are they good? Do they taste good?
No, dude, it tastes like shit.
That's what I
But by the end of the beatbox, you go, I could start saving the city.
It's like Four Locos kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
You start going, who's gonna save the city if not me? But
feel like Hancock.
Yeah, literally.
Literally,
I'm like,
Hancock.
if I jump, I might fly. No, but it was another classic weekend. Long story short, I'm convinced this shit only happens to me. And when I tell you I can't make up any part of that story, I literally can't. But keep in mind, I fixed the toilet. I'm goated.
Goat.
Great friend. Great
That is
friend.
a great friend.
And the only reason why I told the story, I wasn't going to tell the story because it's gross, but I feel like it falls into what I was talking about on Friday, handyman. I'm handy. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
I know how to fix it.
Yeah,
I know how to fix it.
Also, what the fuck is that girl doing? Not just like saying like, oh, I accidentally put too much toilet paper in there.
Dude, walking into the apartment, an inch of water on the
That's what I'm
floor. I was like,
saying.
oh
It's
my
like-
God.
Yeah.
Mike, can you fix it? Yeah.
Why could your buddy not fix it? It's a clogged toilet. It's not like it's like rocket science. That's like an easy thing to fix. That's like I could fix that.
Well,
too.
no, because he tried to plunge, wasn't working, and then I was like, let me see, because I was like, maybe you're not doing it. Just put some fucking elbow grease into it, you bastard.
And then you actually went elbow deep into it.
Yeah, and then I was like, I need to fix this now.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's like in my brain. It's like, oh, I need to fix this now.
I mean, yeah.
Either way, fix toilet, great weekend. Let's run the graphic, talk about what happened in sports.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to welcome back to What in the World, the news segment of the morning after happened. The news last night in sports. Yeah, guys, I'm a long storyteller. I like to give an obscene amount of details. I'm trying to get better at storytelling though, because maybe one day I'll do stand up. Because I feel like some of these stories that I have, if I was good at that, could be really funny. But yeah, I like to give more detail. I like to spend more time. And I like to really paint the picture so you feel like you're in the story.
Yeah,
with
you're
me.
good at making it feel like someone's there with you,
Yeah.
which is what good storytellers do.
Yeah, which, so also everyone tries to rush us along.
I mean,
I won't be rushed.
we got time.
Yeah, I won't be rushed. I will not be rushed. We still have an hour and 15 minutes to go, guys. So you got plenty of time. Josh, 2 wide receivers chose their permanent. Well, I guess didn't necessarily
Choose, yeah.
Well, one did, one didn't. Have their new home. Have their new homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to tell me who improves who more. And then we're going to talk about the biggest quarterback move. DK Metcalf joins the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And Devontae Adams joins the Los Angeles Rams. And I just want to say, Devontae Adams, goodbye and good riddance. No one's going to miss you. Wish you all the best on the Rams. I am confused, though, because the reports were that Devontae Adams was going to follow Aaron Rodgers wherever he went in free agency. Matt Stafford gets a new deal in L.A., and Devontae Adams ends up in L.A., which tells me potentially Aaron Rodgers could be done. Could be having conversations behind closed doors that maybe he doesn't want to come back.
Maybe.
Or maybe the teams that he is talking to, Devontae Adams doesn't want to be a part of those situations. Or maybe he just goes, me and Aaron had our time, and maybe it's time to go our separate ways. When I look at the acquisition of DK Metcalf for the Steelers, I cannot think of a more nightmare scenario of a wide receiver room in terms of egos and lack of leadership.
Also, are they not very similar players?
Completely.
The way they play?
Completely.
It's very odd that they went and got a guy that plays like
Well, I think DK's a little bit better at the contested catch. He's a little bigger.
But I feel
I
like
think he
that's what
offers a little
Pickens
bit
does,
more.
though. He's
Yeah.
definitely better than Pickens. I'm not saying that. But, like,
Mhm.
they play the exact same way.
Yeah.
You're just a better version of him.
Well, there's also not a lot of brain, a lot of brawn in the way those two play.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's just
DK's
very
DK's
much-
not dumb.
No, I'm not saying they're dumb, but I'm just saying like it's very like we just play physical ball.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of finesse
Yeah,
in
that's
those
true, yeah.
routes. But I just feel like I don't know if I love the acquisition. I think DK Metcalf is a phenomenal wide receiver.
Yeah.
But I think, and I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong here, I don't know if that's a great 1-2. I feel like those are two egos where one really isn't a leader. And I feel like when you have two egos like that, I think it worked in Seattle because I think Tyler Lockett was clearly the
Kept
leader in
together,
that
yeah.
locker room
I
and
agree.
probably kept the lid on in a couple situations where DK wanted to blow the lid off.
Which you definitely would have. You could tell when Pete Carroll was still there.
100%. And I also don't know if I love those wide receivers paired with Russ.
Well, Russ isn't there.
So, yeah, what I'm saying, so who's the quarterback?
Well, I mean, do
Do you
there's
bring
been
back
talks-
Russ?
Dude,
is
Russ
he
is-
completely gone?
It's not Russ. I think it's. I
'Cause
think
now
it's
they're saying
Darnold.
Justin Fields is
Well,
available.
Well, Darnold, Rodgers, and Fields are like the three quarterbacks rumored to be there. So, I think Sam Darnold's probably the most likely.
And I got news for you. That is not a leader
No.
that you want having to deal with George Pickens and
No.
DK Metcalf every game. Because, by the way, those are just two.
Also, like you don't want Rodgers. If they get Rodgers,
Oh,
there,
you're
I mean,
over, dude.
Tomlin. I just don't think Tomlin would want Rodgers. That just doesn't make sense to me.
You're over.
Yeah.
Will Stanek, I want you to tell your buddy it's okay. I love the try, but maybe make a couple more shots because you're getting 16 shots off the bench. That's absurd. But Josh, I genuinely don't know, and I'm not just saying this, I don't know if I love the move. I feel like those are two wide receivers where, and make no mistake, though, if you have a chance to get DK Metcalf, you go get DK Metcalf. He's, I think, a top 15, top 20 wide receiver in the NFL, if not a little bit higher on that list on his day.
Yeah, 15. Maybe.
But it just feels like two wide receivers. One, I think it's good because you're giving George Pickens another weapon that takes a little bit of the distraction off him. So maybe you see George Pickens take a couple more steps because also, make no mistake, George Pickens is a phenomenal wide receiver. He started to get doubled towards the end of last year because it's okay. We might as well stop George because no one else in the Steeler offense can stop him. Yeah. And now you're pairing him with a weapon in DK Metcalf where you almost need to have two because he's so big that it's kind of hard to just have one guy on him and really shut him down for an entire game. Yeah. So I see the aspect of, okay, here's George. Now we have another great wide receiver that's going to draw attention. And now we're probably, hopefully, one of them will be open every play. Hopefully.
Yeah, also, DK could probably motivate him a little bit in the
100%.
In the weight room because 100%. It doesn't look like George has gotten much bigger since he's gotten in the NFL. No. And DK Metcalf, clearly, he's in the weight room all the fucking time. So,
however,
hopefully that motivates him a little bit.
The thing that I don't like about what the Steelers are doing, we haven't decided on a quarterback, but we've gotten a bunch of weapons.
Yeah, which is interesting.
We haven't decided on a running back because apparently we're letting Najee walk, so we're going to have to draft one.
Well, it's Jaylen Warren. I mean, he'll be their guy.
And I just don't know if I love the move from the mental aspect of, I feel like that's two wide receivers where, let's say, first quarter, pass game's not really working. We're not hitting our guys. Maybe now it's a classic Sam Darnold game where if it is Sam Darnold, you're having to run the ball a lot. By the midway through the second, potentially halftime, those two are completely out of the game, and there's no one to drag them back in.
That is true.
And I don't know if that's a crazy take, but it just feels like two wide receivers where if they're not getting touches and you have to change the game plan and go to a more ground and pound, that those two are going to be pissed. And I think it's going to be very hard to reel the two of them in because they feel like two personalities that would play off each other in very negative ways. Yeah. There's a lot of times where DK Metcalf lost his head on the Seahawks, and it seemed like game by game George Pickens would lose his head. So I think if you're the Steelers, you need to find a veteran and a leader now to bring into that locker room to be able to contain.
It's got to be a slot player.
Has to be. It has to be.
Literally has to.
It has to be.
Dude, but the other trade, Devontae, or not trade, I guess.
Yeah, the sign.
They just signed him, which I don't understand. How did they sign him?
We cut him.
Yeah, but I thought like the tampering shit wasn't until like 11 o'clock today. That's whatever. Either way, that shit. I think that actually moves needle. Devontae Adams in that offense.
No, I think the Rams are now legitimately back to being contenders.
It is going to be scary.
Dude, they were a snow game away from beating the Eagles, who ended up winning the Super Bowl, and now you just added one of the best wide receivers of all time to a roster that is already stacked with talent and a play caller that can scheme anybody open.
Yeah, him and Puka are going to be – dude.
But now raises the question, what do you do with Cooper Kupp?
Well, he's gone.
Yeah, but what's his situation now?
He could be a guy that the Steelers go and get. He could be a guy that they.
But again, he's not much of a leader either. It seems like he's very quiet and like.
But he could probably keep that room together pretty well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They probably won't go pay him. I don't know where he goes. Maybe the Titans. I feel like they need a receiver really badly, and that'd be like a good place for him to go just finish his career.
I will say, so when you look at the new additions, the new rooms, one we're gonna have to talk about. Jackson Smith and Jigba going from third to first in about a span of 2 hours.
Yeah. Literally Thomas Brown from last year.
DK and George and Devontae and Puka now up there in the top 5, top 8. I'm not going to say 10, top 8 of wide receiver duos in the NFL now.
I wouldn't say George and I don't know. I would have to go through it, but I mean Devontae and Puka.
Is that 100%. A top 3 duo now? Because I feel like, make no mistake, Devontae Adams is still him. The Jets are just that bad. The Devontae Adams towards the end of the year still had games where he had 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. We were just that bad.
Yeah.
So Devontae Adams is still Devontae Adams. I firmly believe that. And now he's got Matt Stafford throwing to him and Sean McVay calling his plays. That Adams.
Best, dude. Jamar and Jamar and T.
That's the best.
But I think that T is the 4th best receiver out of those 4. Like if you were to take Devontae, Puka, T. Like I would take Devontae and Puka over T. Higgins. I think
him and Puka might be very close, and I might give the nod to T.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Puka is the thing that impressed me most about Puka is that Cooper Kupp was literally the best receiver in the league. Puka Nacua came in and pretty much just took his job. Yeah. He was like, "I'm better than you," which is crazy as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean they're all really good. I would take just Jamar's by far the best. So I would take the Bengals over them. And then maybe the Vikings too. I think Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson just
Justin
so
Jefferson's
good.
level is just,
He's just
like,
so good.
unreachable right now.
Yeah. I don't know though. I mean, yeah, they're up there.
And
They're up
what
there.
I said earlier, I do genuinely believe, with the addition of Devontae Adams, the Rams are a contender, if not, in my head, on that side, potentially the favorite. Bringing back Matt Stafford, adding Devontae Adams, who, by all accounts, right now, I think is leagues better than Cooper Kupp. It feels like Cooper Kupp is kind of starting to hit that cliff a little bit in his career, which is understandable, completely fine. He had the Triple Crown one year.
Yep. Only 3 years ago.
But it felt like, Josh, when you're watching that Eagles game, a weapon is missing because Cooper Kupp just wasn't playing at a level that they needed, and it felt like when Puka wasn't open, trying to throw to Cooper became a problem.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't getting the separation that he normally gets as Cooper Kupp. And as someone that bet on him a bunch during that run, I always break something on this fucking desk. But I'm going to say that, obviously the Eagles are going to be the Eagles. I don't understand releasing Slay. You're going to have to break that one down to me. Just feels like a really key piece of the locker room, and not only the defense. I know he's getting older, but I don't know. This kind of moves the Rams way higher up than where I had them last year.
They're going to be good.
If you're a Rams fan, this is the best case scenario.
100%.
Best case. You
100%.
brought back your franchise quarterback who can definitely win you another Super Bowl. There's nothing wrong with Matt Stafford. No. And now you just added a weapon that, by all accounts, every snap of the ball is open.
Yeah, literally. And, dude, he's never – he's had the best play caller of his career, Devontae Adams is. Mm-hmm. He's had some really good play callers. But, like, when he was at LaFleur, who's also a great play caller who came from the same tree as Sean McVay, look at how good he was. Like, he was literally – he would be butt naked on every play. Literally every play when he was on the Packers, Devontae Adams. And it wasn't even like they would run like the same shit, and he was just wide open on every single play. It's going to be scary.
And by the way, this class, too.
If you're a Rams fan, there are none.
And by the way, this draft, too, is so deep in running backs. What was your problem last year in the playoffs? In the snow game was fucking fumbling.
Yeah.
So you can also, if you're a Rams fan, go, oh, and by the way, the only other position we really need on offense is a running back. And this, you can get a third-round running back that could potentially be a franchise player with how deep this class is.
Judkins, I feel like that.
Dude, they could get
someone like that. They need
Ollie
they need a
drop.
bowling ball. They need a bowling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ollie might
Gordon,
drop,
that'd
dude.
be
If you
perfect
get
right
Ollie Gordon in that offense too. And by the way, it's Sean McVay, so whoever they do draft at the running back position is gonna, I also guarantee you, just be unbelievable.
They have Blake Corum, correct?
Yes. He never looked great though.
Yeah, but wasn't he injured like going into?
Well, he was coming back off the injury.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so like maybe he's. I mean, dude, in college that dude was so fucking disgusting.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
I mean, who knows?
He was unbelievable. And then the move that I think made no sense to me in my head, which I would love to get your take on this. Why the hell? And maybe you have the reason. I know I don't. If you're the Raiders, do you go get Geno Smith? Like this is where I'm just a little confused of where teams do this. I think you go, okay, I'm going to try to you tell me if you think I'm on the right track. If I was the GM of the Raiders right now, my plan would be, okay, we're really bare bones. We got nothing to look forward to right now. So we're in a full rebuild, so let's start the rebuild. Mm-hmm. We get a great coach in Pete Carroll. That's phenomenal. Wouldn't you want to rather hit this draft, go get your guy for the long term, and then build around him? It feels like we're putting a Band-Aid on an absurdly large open wound, unless Pete Carroll's going, there's a guy next year that I really, really want. But I can't even think of guys coming out next year that you would want a Geno Smith Band-Aid on.
Well, I think I might have the answer for you. I think I might. I don't think that it's a smart. I mean, it doesn't.
It just feels like a non-factor. Like, why do that?
He's a bridge quarterback, I think. So his
he's 100% a bridge.
His contract's up after this year. He's an unrestricted free agent after this year. So I think they're going to draft a quarterback this year. I think they're going to take Dart or Shador and sit them for a year and let Geno Smith play, let them back him up, let Pete Carroll get a year with the kid, and go. Because they're not going to re-sign Geno Smith. There's literally no chance they extend him. They're literally just doing this. This is exactly what the Bears did, too, when they drafted Justin Fields. They traded for Andy Dalton. They went and got him, and everyone's like, fuck, dude, they're not going to take a quarterback. We're fucked. They got Andy Dalton, and then we traded up and got Justin Fields. So, like, I think that they're going to do the same thing. I think that he's literally just a veteran to start the season that you don't have to pay. I mean, he only makes $14 million a year as a quarterback. It's not like he's making any money for real.
Yeah.
So you're paying him nothing, and then once the kid's ready, if he's ready this year or next year, like it doesn't really matter. You could take Geno Smith out at any point. His career's over.
Yeah.
He's an easy player to just be like, all right, you're done.
I don't know why I just don't love
Also,
Geno
Pete
Smith
has I think Pete has a good relationship with him. I'm sure. He's
I mean,
a great
100%. Yeah, I mean,
relationship.
he's the one that brought Geno back from.
That's
the
probably what it is.
depths.
It's like so, like he probably knows, like, okay, Geno and I have a good enough relationship that he'll understand if we draft the quarterback that he's kind of like this guy's gonna take his job at some point.
I just don't know if I love Geno as a mentor.
I don't know
in
though. I
that
feel like
locker.
Geno's. I don't know. I feel like Geno could be a really good mentor just because of like the path that he's taken in his career and how he kind of like. I mean, he had a couple really good years. He's had a couple really good years, and I mean, early in his career, you would have. I mean, you did say. I'm sure I said the same thing that he was awful, like an actual joke, and then.
Dude,
he kind of resurrected
people in the locker room over $50.
No, I know, but he kind of resurrected his career a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe he's a grown man.
100%.
He's not like a 24-year-old.
I just don't understand. Like, I totally agree with you. I think that's probably what they're thinking. I think that's actually a great move when I think about it in terms of how close him and Pete probably are.
Yeah.
If I'm a Raiders fan, though, that's not tickling any sort of gym.
No,
It
not
just
at all.
feels like, what are we doing?
But dude,
and
that
by the
pisses
way, though,
that's
you
the
better
exact same
get your
situation.
guy.
Yeah, that's the same situation that I
better
was in.
get
It's
your
like, dude, we
guy.
got Andy Dalton, but it's the same thing. It's like they're just getting this guy to start the year, and then hopefully the quarterback they draft's ready to go.
Yeah.
Because then the quarterback that they're going to draft, I think they're like, what are they, 6, 7 pick or something around there?
We're the 7th. I don't know where they are.
Okay, so they're right around there. But I mean, they'll only have to pay the quarterback that they take like $8 million or something like that. So it's like you're paying $22 million for 2 quarterbacks. Like you have half a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like you're paying half a max contract.
Yeah.
So they'll be fine.
If you're a Raiders fan, doesn't really move a needle either way. It's the first time we've had a quarterback, though, in 4 years. Right?
That's true.
I mean, we're going band for band from Derek Carr to Aiden O'Connell to Gardner Minshew. So I think Geno will, at least if you're a Raider fan, you'll be in more games than you have been in the last 4 years,
Yeah,
which I think is
100%.
good.
Also, extending Max Crosby is massive.
Yeah,
it's
that's
nice
huge.
that he wanted to stay there.
Yeah. But he's the first guy that I think is bringing back Raider culture.
Yeah,
Like the Raiders that we grew up on watching
100%.
when they were the Raiders, where the fans are going
Mhm.
crazy and they have that kind of like, we're going to rip your helmet off mentality. And I think he's the perfect guy for that team to do that. And I think the right guy to extend.
I agree.
If you are the Eagles, and I understand they're probably going to bring him back on a 1-year deal. I don't think it's a full, we're going to part ways with Darius Slay, because I think they would have done a little bit more from the social media aspect if you're really going to get rid of Darius Slay. He was kind of the heartbeat of this team this year. He seems like the most vocal on either side of the ball in terms of when you think about that Eagles locker room. I think he was the guy. But if you don't bring back Slay, what?
I think they're fine without him.
Either
honestly.
you think either way they're good?
We have Keely Ringo just sitting there, who's more than capable, I think, to play.
I don't know. I'm such a
on the
leader
Eagles.
guy, though. That's just such a big personality to get to just. If I think they're
Yeah.
gonna bring him back, by the way, like I don't think like Howie never makes the wrong move. It feels like, and the wrong move would be letting Slay walk after you win a Super Bowl, and he was a massive part of it.
Yeah.
I think Howie will definitely work out a 1-year deal to bring him back so that you can go for the double.
Yeah, and they have Cooper. Like they have Cooper.
I mean, they
Michelet
have guys,
and
but I'm
Quinny
just saying
Mitch-
that's
Quinny
such a
Mitchell's
massive guy
dog. Yeah,
in
I
that
don't know
locker room.
I'm sure he is, but like, he's just. If he has bounced like what? This is his 3rd team in his career. If he was that good, and that good in the locker room, I don't think he'd be bouncing around that much. Especially he was in the.
He's also
Lions.
getting up there in age.
No, yeah, 100%. But he's in the Lions, so like, and they like value that to like the max, and they got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think that they're gonna be fine. They could lose fucking anyone, and he'll go draft. They'll draft a corner this year who's gonna be an All-Pro
Yeah,
out of Kent State.
and they're
no
no, they're just gonna they're just gonna go. Oh, who won the national championship? Ohio
Yeah.
State. Let's grab a player off a national
exactly,
championship
yeah.
team. While everyone else is going, oh, there's a kid out of TCU that's built like he could be the best player in NFL history.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles go, oh, we have the last pick. We're just gonna take a kid off the national
Oh,
championship
it's
team.
let's just take a kid from Ohio State, Georgia, Bama, or Texas.
And then, oh wait, how do they get all these guys that are just unbelievable?
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, they drafted from the best team possible.
Yeah.
Other than that, I saw this chat. J.C. Horn, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes,
He deserves
Josh,
it.
but sometimes
J.C. Horn,
that's a lot of money.
he deserves that.
But sometimes I feel like you got to give it up for just a little bit of a bag steal.
Yeah, I don't
Just
think
a
it was
little
a
bit
steal,
of a bag
though.
Just a little bit of a bag steal.
I don't know. How
Just
many
a
years?
little bit of a bag
For how many
steal. Come
years?
on, man.
Was it 4 years?
That was a
3
little
years?
bit of a fleecage. I like JC Horn. I'm a JC Horn guy. That just felt like a little bit too much money. And I can't wait to see what we give Sauce Gardner because I guarantee it's going to make me want to actually stop watching the sport of football because that's what the Jets do. But that was a little bit much. That was a little bit much, Josh.
I mean, $25 million a year. I
Does
don't think
that
that's
not feel like a
crazy.
lot?
I don't think so. What is like, dude? I think J.C. Horn's a top 3 corner, like
Whoa.
top 5. Like I don't know. Like
This is a weird year for corners. It feels like the Packers are willing to part ways with their guy,
He sucks. So
which is
that
interesting.
makes sense because he sucks.
Which is interesting.
Not interesting. He sucks.
We're going to have to pay Sauce Gardner, which I think could either reset the market in a massive way or we're going to look like complete idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And J.C. Horn just got 70.
70 guaranteed. He got 100.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, I only talk about the
guarantee.
like whenever I look at a contract that we sign a player, the only thing that matters is how much money you guarantee them because I always assume, just as a Jets
They're
fan,
gone.
that
They're not
the money above the guarantee is gone. They're not getting it.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to reach any of their goals. So whenever it's like $175 million and you see $40 million guarantee, you go, wow, great job.
Well, okay.
Because I got news for you. If it's a Jets player, he's not hitting any of those incentives. Because, Josh, among that 170 is like, if you win the Super Bowl, if you win a playoff game, if you make the playoffs, if you win 2 playoff games, if you have the most picks on the team. So I'm sure Sauce Gardner's contract is going to be $100-something million,
It'll
and
be the
hopefully
same, probably,
the
right around
guaranteed
there.
money is less than J.C. Horn.
That ain't
Because
happening.
as a Jets fan, you want the most amount of non-guaranteed incentive-based money because they will never, ever, ever hit those marks.
I mean, he's gonna get the same amount. He'll probably get the same contract, just more guaranteed. He'll probably get $100 million for 4 years and 80 guaranteed.
Well, I just want Joe Brady Click said, Sauce ain't really that great to reset a market. I don't know. Let me introduce you to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Let me
dude, the
introduce
thing is
you
that
to the New York Jets.
it's just any top 5 player in their position when they get a new deal is gonna reset the market. That's just how it works.
I will say,
At
though,
any
not to
position
talk
pretty
Jets ball, Josh. Not to
Not
talk
to
Jets
do it.
ball. This is the first time in a long time I'm loving what we're doing in the offseason. Aaron Rodgers was a cool, fun experience, but people forget that when I grew up, we also did that with Brett Favre, and he also sucked a bag of cocks. So I'm happy that we just moved on quick from Aaron Rodgers, and we're going, oh, you know what? and we're going, oh, you know what works really well? Maybe we just take a classic wily vet that can win you ball games and have fun in Tyrod Taylor, and then draft our guy for the future and just let him watch some pro football for a second. Maybe give him a taste and go, oh, do you see how fast that level is? But here's a guy in Tyrod Taylor that's actually a great leader and I feel like a great teacher of the game. And it's the first time the Jets went, oh, you're a cancer to the locker room, Aaron Rodgers. We'll see you later. Oh, Devontae Adams, you're bitching. See you later. Alan Lazard, you're not good enough to be on this roster. See you later. I like that we're finally doing that. And we're going, Tyrod Taylor's QB1. We're drafting our guy, or maybe not. We have yet to see if we move forward, if we move back. And we're going to go from there. We're going to draft our guy. We're going to pay Garrett Wilson. We're going to pay Sauce Gardner. We're going to pay Bruce Hall, is what I'm hearing. And then we're going to move on. And we're going to try to build in the way successful franchises have built for decades. Instead of going, here's a plan. Let's throw them right into the fire with a horrible offensive line and horrible weapons and see if we can win ball games. Which never works.
Let's take the kid that threw a crossbody 35-yard pass with no pads on.
Okay, but it was sick.
It was sick.
It was sick.
It was sick.
I will
The funny
always go
thing
to the
is that-
grave. I will always go to the grave that if I was an NFL scout and I watched Zach Wilson do that in the BYU Baby Blues at the pro day, I'm drafting him too.
The funny part
So
about,
that's fine.
The funny part about it is he did that, and then like every quarterback since then has made that same throw.
Dude, because it got him
That's
the
because they
second
got him the
overall
second overall.
pick,
That's literally
dude.
why. Yeah. Justin Fields, like 2 days later, was like, "Oh fuck, I need to make that same throw." He
Yeah.
did that, and then I think Malik Willis did it. I forget who else.
Dude,
did it.
everybody does
Yeah.
it now. You get a good roll out, throw
Yeah.
across the body, see if you can put on a.
Just like not even a real play. Like that would
No.
never happen either.
No, Zach Wilson tried to do it a couple times, but the other team always caught it.
Yeah.
But I'll go to the grave that if I was a scout too, I'm drafting Zach Wilson. I'm doing it.
Okay.
You watch it. You watch a highlight reel with.
I mean, to be fair, like no one's been better. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is better in that draft. It was him, Trey Lance, Justin Fields,
Trevor
Mac
Lawrence.
Jones.
Yeah,
But Trevor Lawrence was before him, so like you couldn't take him. Everyone else
Yeah.
after him has been equally as bad.
Yeah, Moose. And we might end up signing Justin Fields. So
That would be
apparently we're.
crazy.
But you know what though? I really wouldn't mind Justin Fields in our offense. Like with a defensive-minded head coach, I think we're really going to go back to valuing defense because I think we went from one of the best defensive teams 2 years ago where we were losing ball games where the other team scored 11 points. And I think with Aaron Glenn, we're going to go back to that defensive-minded, like real hard-nosed Jets defense football that we were playing really great defensive football 2 years ago. We had more wins 2 years ago with 70% less points because our defense was strapped in every way possible. We just didn't have a quarterback that could move the ball. It was Zach Wilson. And I think with Aaron Glenn, I think it's a commitment to go back to that smash-mouth defense football and just an offense that can just get you wins. And what did Justin Fields do last year? He went 4-2 in that system. In a system where you're just hard-nosed defense ball, all you need to do is put up a couple more field goals to win ball games, and I wouldn't hate it. You're giving him more weapons than he had in Pittsburgh.
But their defense was giving up like 12 points a game.
That's what our defense was doing 2 years ago too.
Like just being the number one defense in the league isn't just like at the snap of a finger. It doesn't just like happen.
But we have all the pieces of that defense still there.
Yeah,
like the main pieces.
To play like
I'm hoping Aaron Glenn comes in, brings us back to that level, which I think we can definitely get back to that level with the pieces we have. We just paid Sherwood too, 4 years. Love that he's coming back.
You don't want Justin Fields.
I really wouldn't mind it, dude. I really wouldn't mind it. The kid went 4-2 in basically the same style of play that we're going to play with better weapons on the offensive side of the ball.
They also played nobody and lost to the Raiders. They played like literally nobody. The Steelers last year with him.
Yeah, but give me a quarterback. I agree with Rav because I think we now have the similar situations. Just give me a quarterback with some legs that can move.
He can move.
And that's all I want.
He is.
Dude, we haven't had a mobile quarterback. We haven't had a mobile quarterback in forever.
Yeah.
First time chatter says Titans got to get a new
in GG Pirates.
First time chatter says Titans got to get a new quarterback. If you are the Tennessee Titans, what is your mindset right now? If I'm a Titans fan, I'm going to tell you right now because I'm actually a Jets fan, I don't want Aaron Rodgers. And I feel like that is the favorite right now. I think if you're the Titans,
it's definitely going to be.
I think if you're the Titans, you look at teams like the Raiders, you look at teams like the Jets, you do this, and you restart, go get your guy, and restart. Because Malik Willis didn't work. You fire whoever in your room is drafting quarterbacks. Malik Willis didn't work, Sam Levis didn't work, and they might be generational levels of not working. So I think you do this, you go get your guy, and you commit to like a 3-year rebuild like the rest of the NFL teams when things don't work. You don't go get the Band-Aid of Aaron Rodgers and try to win ball games with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think you do that either, but I also... Oh, dude, I don't know what I do because I think that I personally think this class stinks, the quarterback class. Like, I think it's just a shot in the dark.
I think this is the first class in a long time, Josh, where you're going to find guys in the second, third round that are going to be better than the guys in the first round.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe that's fine, but I'm saying the first, like, I'm not convinced that Cam Ward or Shador or Jackson Dart are going to be good in the NFL. And, dude, I think this first overall pick, like, if I were the Titans, I would trade back to 2 or 3 and let those teams go get their quarterbacks and take Abdul Carter. Get a haul, take Abdul Carter, be bad again one more year, and then get your guy next year. Because Abdul Carter, I think, is just so good. Like, he's going to be a generational DN. Like, he's going to be a top 3 DN in the league probably in 2 years. I think it's just, like, hard to pass on a guy like that when you don't know if the guy you're taking at 1 is your guy.
I also think, and tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm an NFL team that right now maybe looks at this draft class and goes, don't really love these quarterbacks, there's a kid coming out of next year that I think is going to be phenomenal in the league.
Caden Salter.
And his first name is Garrett.
Nussmeier, yeah, he could be good.
So if I'm Tennessee, maybe we go, let's trade back, like you're saying, get a haul, draft a guy like Abdul Carter, and then go get Garrett Nussmeier next year because you're still going to lose every game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're still going to be bad.
And I think a guy like Garrett Nussmeier is a franchise guy already.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it this year.
Good.
I think was the most pro-ready quarterback in terms of the way he can throw the ball, the offense he was in. So why not? Why not?
And Arch will be coming out next year, most likely. Who else will be coming out next year?
Well, doesn't Arch need one more year after next year?
He sat 2 years already.
Oh, he sat 2.
Yeah, he's already sat 2.
I thought he only sat 1. Okay.
Yeah. Who else will be coming out next year? Well, yeah, Lauren said Arch is staying, but who knows? If the Cowboys are bad again, he's going to the Cowboys.
But just keep in mind the Titans are in a really weird spot. Like, they are in a very much there's not a lot of rosters where it seems like you need every position top to bottom. You need 22 new players. They are literally in the 22 new players category.
And didn't they just cut some? They just cut their D tackle, Harold Landry, didn't they? Pretty sure they just cut like their only good player.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I genuinely, if I'm a Titans fan, I don't know what we're doing, but I love our colors. That's
they
where
are
I'm
sick
at.
colors, yeah.
That's
But
where
their
I'm at.
unis aren't cool. Their colors are sick, but the unis aren't cool. They used to be. Not anymore, though. Dude, 4 minutes until free agency.
Should we talk some college basketball?
We should.
From the weekend that happened, we've got conference tournaments coming up. We're going to talk about some conference tournament winners, Josh. We're going to talk about the Power 5. I'm also going to release my brackets today for those conference winners.
Sweet.
Keep in mind, Josh, just wanted a quick shout out. The Montana Grizz won their first game.
They did. They did.
So we move to our next future, the Montana Grizzlies, and we also still have alive, and I did it on purpose because they only have to win 2 games. Shout out the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Here we go.
Shout out.
We still have 2 conference futures alive. William Mary did, in fact, suck my soul. But we moved to the Montana Grizzlies and Gonzaga.
Come on.
So, shout out. But, Josh, let's talk about what happened in college basketball
We're going to go
this
Saturday.
weekend. Yeah, really only Saturday that matters. I feel like Friday was very non-consequential in terms
I
of
agree.
things that happened.
Agreed.
But there were some things that I think shocked some people. And, I mean, let's just start with the best game on the slate that I feel like everyone, if you are a basketball fan,
If you
love the sport, if you just love sports, Alabama-Auburn was an all-time
Incredible.
game. Thank God it squeaked over. We needed that OT. Here we go.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Dude, this Auburn team, I'm now starting to feel a little shaky. Not that I don't think Alabama's good. I think Alabama's very, very good. I think if there was a team that I thought Alabama was the last 2 years, I think this team might be their best yet. And it seems like they're committed to play. Mark Sears is playing at an unbelievable clip as we're going into the madness, which is very dangerous when you get a guard like that heats up towards the end. And I think he was very streaky in the beginning, got benched, and now you're seeing the Mark Sears that I think everyone thought we were going to see. And he's gross.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
But, dude, there's something about this loss that when I was watching it, and obviously, if you're Auburn, you have to slow this game down because when you let Alabama run, they're going to win most games, other than you guys as the exception that I think ran with them really, really well and just beat them to the finish line. This loss, I don't know. Something about this loss made me uneasy about Auburn, and I can't put it to words.
I think Auburn, it seems like Auburn, like they've only lost 3 games, obviously. But, like, even when they're in games, like, it seems like they beat themselves. Like, it's pretty much just they chuck from the 3-point line and they get a little cold. I mean, they shot pretty well the entire game. But when they chuck, and when they go on scoring droughts, like even for 2 minutes, like a team like Bama just takes advantage of that.
Yeah, 100%.
That's kind of what it was. Like Bama just staying in that game the entire time.
And I'm not saying sirens. I'm not saying sirens for Auburn
fine.
at
They're
all.
fine. Yeah.
But something about this game when I was watching it and watching this Auburn team, just in this game, I feel like, one, you're at home. This is a must-win game either way. Close your season out right. It just made my needle do this a little bit for Auburn. Just a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like before this game, it was doing this, redlining to the good. And I feel like it just made me do a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. But obviously, if you're an Auburn fan, an Auburn alumni, a fan of college basketball, this Auburn team should still be in the national championship game. Like, that is the level that they're playing at. That is the level that they're good. But an interesting loss to take at the end of the year. But on the other side, if I'm an Alabama fan, this is the exact win you need to start the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
You need to go, okay, we can beat the number 1 team in the country on the road. And by the way, in March Madness, all you're doing is playing road games.
Mm-hmm.
So now if I'm Alabama and I get to go in the locker room and go, hey, boys, how about it, huh? We should beat the number 1 team in their own house. And guess what? We're going into March where everything's on the road. Now we know we got it. And I feel like that's what a lot of this end of the season is for, is to be able to go in that locker room and go, we got it. We can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're in a good spot. I mean, I think Auburn, Alabama, Tennessee, Florida can win the entire thing. So they're all so good.
I do want to address a comment really quick. Someone said, Mikey just taking the better team every day and losing long term with no units tracked never gets old. You can actually check the Bookit tracker.
Yeah,
I think
you
I'm
can.
up 13 units betting college basketball.
Yeah, go ahead and beat that, brother.
But I
Mine-
appreciate you for taking time out of your loser day. All
Mine,
right.
not the same. I think I'm down a couple units on college basketball.
But yeah, losing long term. But shout out, I think I'm up 13 units right now. You can check the Bookit tracker. Everything's tracked with units. So shout out you. Fucking idiot. All right. Duke, North Carolina. North Carolina had this close in the first half. And Josh, I started to sweat a little bit. I went, this would be a really bad loss for Duke. But then, of course, they come out in the second half and just
Yeah.
spank them. So Duke still going into the tournament going, wow, this team's really good.
Yeah.
Wow, this team's
I had
really
UNC
good.
in that game, and I felt so good going to half.
I know, dude. That's just one of those where you go, oh.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Tennessee, I mean, this is your dark horse. I think you're going to talk about it a little bit more, maybe to win the SEC tournament, possibly to win the entire March Madness. They looked good. Would have preferred a little bigger of a win against a team that's as bad as South Carolina at home, but I think this is one of those, you take a 10-point win.
Yeah, I mean,
When do you not take a 10-point win?
It is what it is, yeah.
Dude,
It's hard to get up for that game. It's also, was it senior night? I believe it was. I feel like senior night, there's a lot of pressure on guys as well.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
To play well.
100%.
Especially early. Let me see. I think they started off slow, did they not? And the computer froze. Cool.
I can't wrap my head around how good this Florida team is, dude. This Florida team is, and they have that little number 5 next to their name, which tells you how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems as though every time I watch them in a big spot, and I don't consider Ole Miss a big spot,
It's a spot.
but I think they're a good team.
Yeah, they're a good team.
I think it's a spot.
You don't look
that-
over at Ole Miss.
Well, I think if Ole Miss was in any other conference right now, they would have a number next to their name, and they would be competing to possibly win that conference. I think they're just in one of the strongest SEC conferences in a long time.
Probably, maybe ever, honestly.
Maybe
in
ever.
college basketball. They're going to get like 13 teams in. I don't know if that's ever happened.
And Florida beats the crap out of them. Shout out Paul Mack, Tier 1 sub, 14 months. Thanks for being a part of the family.
Come on.
And Florida beats the crap out of them.
Yeah. Florida's a good team.
Beats the crap out
Yeah.
of them, dude.
They're good.
A 52-point second half beats the crap out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, dude. Maybe this Florida team is the team in the SEC that you just go, they're going to walk to the national championship if they get a good, what do they call them? Region? If they get a good region.
Yeah. I think any team in the SEC can do that, just based on their schedule, like what they get. Literally any of them.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like, I've watched Florida a decent amount, probably like 5-6 games this year. One of them obviously being Mizzou, and in that game, like they just looked so bad for like 30 minutes of it that like I don't know. Walter Clayton like literally just like was non-existent, and like that kind of just sticks in the back of my mind. But like it's hard to say that they're not gonna make a deep run. They're so good.
So good.
They're so good.
So good. Let's talk about the best conference in college basketball. Shout out to Big East.
Yeah.
Dude, St. John's is just, I mean, I love their story. I love their coaching. I love everything about their team and the way they're built. I hated the bit they did with Jimmy Fallon. I don't know if you saw that
I
one.
did not.
It was cool because you don't really see teams like in the Big East get late night coverage like that. So that was cool. They did a little song about the St. John's Red Storm.
Sure.
It's a little cringy, but I liked it because normally you don't see Big East teams get that kind of love.
He sucks. Jimmy Fallon sucks.
But I think St. John's is going to win the Big East tournament. I think St. John's going to win the March Madness. I love the way they're built. Getting a win like that on the road in Marquette to end your season gives me a big check mark. I do agree with you, though. I put them in the same category as the team that played right after them, Iowa State. I think Marquette and Iowa State are literally the exact same team. And Iowa State beat the crap out of Kansas State. St. John's competed with Marquette on the road, ended up winning in overtime. This is the thing that I like about St. John's. They squeak games. Never say die. They fight till the end, and they try to punch you in the mouth the whole time. This is a big win for me either way. Much like that Alabama win was a big win for Alabama. It tells me you can get it done on the road, and you can get it done on the road when it goes deep water.
Yeah.
And in March, I think you know it, I know it. Other than that UConn team from last year that just beat every team by 20 points, you're going to have some games where you get dragged into deep water against a team that's a little bit worse than you.
Yeah.
And how do you respond, and can you win that game? This was a big win for me in St. John's because it checks that box of as we're getting deep into March, can you go into deep water on the road and win a game where it's just you're punching each other in the mouth every couple minutes.
Yeah.
So, love that win for St. John's. We move to another team I want to talk about before you give me the Mizzou report. How about that Maryland team, dude? I just can't, Josh. I literally cannot get enough of this Maryland team. I love the way they're playing. I don't think Northwestern is very good. But once again, dude, what do you got to do if you're a good team? I say it in every single sport. You beat the dog out of bad teams. Maryland brings Northwestern in, and given Maryland at home is an absolute wagon, They just pulled Northwestern's pants down and just spanked them a little bit. And I think that's what you got to do to close out March. And by the way, I'm going to tell you this, Josh. As a massive Seton Hall fan growing up and being able to witness the best years they've ever had as a college under Kevin Willard, winning Big East tournaments, winning Big East regular seasons, I'm going to tell you what. This Maryland team reminds me of a team that Kevin Willard won the Big East tournament with against one of the most dominant Villanova teams of all time. And it starts with great guards, ends with great guys inside. Derek Queen reminds you of Angel Delgado on that team. Rice reminds me of Isaiah Whitehead on that team. And you got very comps to Desi Rodriguez and Kadeem Carrington. And by the way, on that Seton Hall team, he played the Thibs method and won the Big East tournament. So I wouldn't be shocked when we're looking at this Big Ten tournament. I think you already know who my winner is going to be, but it's this Maryland team. Yeah. And I think this is, if you go back and look at that Seton Hall team, I believe it was 2016, this team gives me very, very, very scary comparison vibes to how good that Seton Hall team was. And once Kevin Willard kind of gets his team, he can win a lot of games against a lot of teams that you might not expect. And this Michigan State team is kind of looking like that Nova team. I'm not going to say they've had that success that Villanova team's had, but it's a very good coach and a very good team. And Kevin Willard has taken down teams like that many times. Josh, Providence is dead.
Well, yeah.
Like, completely dead. I've never seen a team more dead. We're not going to get any recruits.
Well, it's done, yeah.
We're not going to get any transfers. The season's over. We're losing in the first round to Butler. I'm chalking it.
Mizzou.
Can you tell me, just as an outsider looking in, the alarms are going off a little bit for Mizzou right now for me.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a bad loss. And only because it's just at home to end the year, and you want to end those games really
It's not,
strong.
Yeah, exactly. This happened in the middle of the year, be like, okay, whatever, bounce back.
Move.
But, yeah, we just lost to OU on the road, which was bad enough. Kind of felt that game was going to be weird with that spread that we had. But, dude, this game, we were -6.5 at home against Kentucky on senior night. We put up 8. Our defense the last 10 games has
scary.
been, like, atrocious. So fucking bad. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, we were incredible in the beginning of the year. It's honestly, it's teams are going into games now just saying, we don't turn the ball over, we beat Mizzou. That's kind of how it works. Like, we live off the turnover. Like, that's the only way we score. So you take care of the ball, you beat Mizzou. That's kind of how it goes. And it's scary because we could not be slumping at a worse time.
Can I tell you what was the positive, though, for me? I think, one, losing to Oklahoma and then losing at home to Kentucky is tough. That's a really bad way to end the season.
Yeah, not good.
If you squeak one win in the SC tournament, you're back.
Yeah.
You just can't go into March with 3 straight losses in bad fashion.
Cannot.
I will tell you what, though. That 54-point second half tells me that offense still has it in it.
Oh, yeah. The offense is fine, yeah.
You can't have a 29-point first half.
Yeah.
And you can't allow Kentucky to score 91 points on the road.
That
just can't happen.
It's our defense. That's literally our offense is fine. But our defense translates.
But to be down that much is what I'm saying, and come into the second half and put up 54 and still fight. Yeah. We're there.
Also, dude,
we just need an SEC tournament.
I'm not saying that we lost because of the refs. Like, that did not happen. We played terrible the entire game. Like, we did not look good for a second in that game.
Yeah,
I did not think we were going to come back for a second in that game.
I agree.
And the refs were so fucking inconsistent in that game. They would call shit for Kentucky on one end, and literally the same exact thing would happen the play after for us, and they just wouldn't call it. It was – not saying that's why we lost, but I've never seen a team that gets less whistles at home than Mizzou. I'm not going to lie. Like, it seems like the other teams are at home.
Yeah.
Every single time we play at home. It's weird, but, I mean –
not fun.
It's not fun, but I think we get Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State plays OU maybe in the first round, and we get the winner of that game.
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game, but I think that's a game it's probably the worst good team in the SEC, in my opinion. Like, we match up the best with them, I think. Like, I would rather play them than Ole Miss or A&M. I mean, obviously Tennessee, Florida, and all those guys, but like Ole Miss and A&M, like kind of like the teams that we would get. I'd rather play them.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree.
I mean, they play LSU. They might play LSU.
Texas A&M is heating up at the right time. I'm just going to go through this quickly because I do want to surf today's slate. Arkansas with a big win against Mississippi State, but again, Kyle Parry with one of the best quotes of all times. He said everyone started to put the nails in the coffin. We didn't drive them home. So, Shout out him. That was a sick quote. Arkansas might be back going into March. And when I say March, I mean the tournament. I don't mean the actual month. I know we're like 9 days, 10, 11 days in. Loyola Chicago beats the crap out of UMass. Shout out the boys. Shout out the boys. Georgetown's the worst team in the country. Fuckhead Cooley. They lost to DePaul. Shout out to DePaul beating Providence and Georgetown in back-to-back games. If I'm a Georgetown fan, I want him fired. As a Providence fan, I want him fired. Seton Hall's got a lot of things to do.
Yeah, they're done.
But I'll tell you what, though, the only reason why I want to talk about this game, UConn might be back, and that's very scary for the rest of everybody going into this tournament that thinks that UConn is not going to be existing in this year's tournament, because I got news for you. That team is fully back and playing UConn ball, which is frightening. As a Big East fan, that is frightening. And that's a team, by the way, Josh, I wouldn't be shocked if they squeak the Big East tournament. And you go, oh, I kind of forgot about UConn, and they just won the Big East tournament. Other than that, shout out to Pay for the Drinks that hit on Saturday.
Shout out. Shout out.
That was huge. Get one through the hoop, pay for everybody's drinks. That's what I love doing. That's what it's all about. That's why we even play the game. Providence College, you're dead to me. We move. How about Noah Farrakhan with a 22-point performance to beat Northeastern? We had that on the card. Shout out. And then he lost last night. Shout out. Still put up 16, though. The Noah Farrakhan experience was fun. I enjoyed our time with him. And that's just it. Big Cat is now 16-0. Only reason I'm saying that, I'm looking at the Omaha over. He's dialed.
Yeah, he is dialed.
He's dialed.
He is dialed.
Shout out Montana minus 5.5 last night. Thank you, Pip. Talk sports. People don't talk about it enough. OU beats Texas. Wow. That's all I have for that. Wow.
On Sunday, also, shout out American getting to the conference championship. They're in the Patriot League championship. They play Navy to go to the tournament.
Yuck.
And Navy stinks. Like, Navy's not good. So
we're going to have to take the boys.
We have to take the boys. I think I'm back on the wagon. I was off the wagon for like 2 games. Now I'm back on the wagon. I have to be back on the wagon.
I don't understand how Michigan State keeps squeaking games. I don't think they're going to go far in the tournament. If you're getting fooled by this Michigan State-Michigan game, I just want you to know that's 2 idiots just punching at each other. Jaden Akins, every time I check the score sheet, the box score, the kid is 1 for 12, and somehow I open Twitter and he's the best player in the country, so I'm off.
Yeah.
So I'm off. Iowa beat the crap out of Nebraska. That one sucks. You're a Nebraska fan. Rutgers ends the season right by beating Minnesota in overtime. That Big Ten tournament is just a bunch of shit fighting shit.
We got some teams that punch your tickets,
Other than Maryland. Other than that, Delaware scores 100 on my William Mary Wagon, which I can't even stress enough how bad that hurt me and how much it ruined my night last night. And someone tweeted in my DM. Someone DM'd me and said, Mikey, you've been awfully quiet today. Is everything okay? And I just responded, the tribe killed me. That's all I said.
Mizzou kind of killed you. I did say last week that I'd try not to let outside factors affect me. I was fucking pissed off for like 2 good hours after that Mizzou game. I was so mad because there was just never hope. There was never hope, and it just pissed me off. I just want to let you know that. But
you know, Josh, sometimes it happens. Sometimes take a step back.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Sometimes take a step back.
We got some teams that punch tickets.
Yeah.
Lipscomb.
Shout out.
High Point.
Shout out.
Drake.
Shout out Drake. Shout out.
Southern Illinois.
Wow.
Evansville.
Wow. Shout out.
Or no, Edwardsville. Edwardsville. It says Evansville right next to where they play. And Omaha, dude. Okay, so we need to
Omaha's sneaky.
We need to talk about this though.
Krabs told us Omaha was down in the first round. Now they just punched your ticket. I just want to say that out loud. Shout out Krabs.
Yeah, shout out. Dude.
Goodwin back to the Bucks and Hassan Reddick to the Bucks. Are the Bucks back? Just quick question.
Wow. Wait, Goodwin or Godwin?
Godwin.
Okay, yeah. The same. Yeah, Marquise Goodwin.
Godwin and Reddick. Can I tell you about Hassan Reddick? Guy sucks, ball sack. Move. All right, here we go. We're back to college basketball.
Dude, so we need to talk about this. The fact that teams like St. Thomas playing Omaha yesterday can't get into the tournament for 4 years after becoming a D1 team literally makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
Like, why would you go to that school if you can't make the tournament? Isn't that the whole point? Like, if you want to play competitive sports, like the entire point of going to a school is to make the tournament, no?
I don't understand why that's even a rule, though.
It makes
chills.
It makes no sense. It makes literally no sense. Also, like the game for Omaha then, just because like Omaha, this is their first time making the tournament, I think in history. But like it makes it way less fun because you go into the game like, oh, we already won. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like it makes it way less worth it, I feel like, because the
Chills.
last game that they won was their
Jesus.
championship. I don't know. I think it's so dumb.
I agree with you. I think it's very dumb.
I think it's so dumb. I remember that happened to Bellarmine 2 years ago. They won their conference tournament first year.
I remember that.
And couldn't make it. And now they're rat.
It's
Because
just the
kids are like,
NCAA,
because
dude.
kids, that's probably why. Because kids that were there were probably like, dude, fuck this. We literally just had the best team in the entire conference, like by far the best team.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even do anything. Then they all probably left. Now they're fucked. Now they're in rat.
It's just the NCAA, time and time again, consistently does everything wrong. So am I shocked? No.
Yeah, well,
That's
okay,
even
so
a rule. Or
what
that
they're
they
saying, I
can't
think
just
it's fringe
rework the
schools
rule.
like that. It's not like top D1 recruiting off bat. But like, it's just, then why are they D1? If you're not recruiting D1 players, why are you D1? Like, it just makes no sense to me. Why are you playing the entire year?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's always something to play for, but
There's something to play for, but like at a certain point, there's not. Like in that game, like it's like we win this game, nothing happens. We get a fake trophy.
if we don't, speaking of things to play for, though, do we have a little Cinderella putting on the glass zippers with Pepperdine?
Maybe.
And also, just want to say this, Josh. I just want to keep in mind, everyone that's going to talk shit to each other during March, because for whatever reason, everyone comes out of their holes in March Madness and thinks they're fucking good and thinks they're geniuses and is like, oh, why would you ever pick that team to win the whatever? There is going to be teams like a Georgetown team that had no conference wins that won the Big East tournament. So when you're looking at these tournaments as we walk through it the next couple days, don't be afraid to take a shot. It's Vaporized, Tier 1 sub, 5 months. Thanks for being a part of the family.
Come on.
Don't be afraid to take some shots at these conference tournaments because you just never know. Pepperdine has now won 3 straight. If you told me Pepperdine was going to win that conference tournament before the year, I would have said no shot.
No shot.
No shot.
I mean, dude.
But don't be afraid to take some shots in these conference tournaments in a team that could get hot. I mean, obviously, if you said Georgetown a couple years ago, I would have said you're an idiot. Patrick Ewing can't win a game, and then obviously they win out and win the tournament, which is crazy. But let's all just enjoy the month of March. I feel like too many times we try to call each other idiots on the internet, or we try to make betting something that it's not and make it a game where it's I'm trying to look smarter than you or I'm better than you at this.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy March. Let's see if anything crazy happens. Let's enjoy the energy around the tournament, because then we're going to have to wait a whole nother year for this great tournament that only happens one time a year. Let's just enjoy March, man.
Yeah.
Let's take some shots. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy the madness that is the tournament, that is these conference tournaments, and let's just have fun.
Also,
Let's
if you want
just
to see
have
some
some fun.
shots, just follow me on Twitter, because that's probably all I'm going to be doing
Yeah.
this entire March.
Take some shots.
That's all I do is take
Big
shots.
game hunting.
That's all I do.
All right, Josh, let's run the graphic, talk about the slate.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Slate Surfers, the part of the show we start to give you all the plays and parlays you need. Josh, maybe we'll talk conference tournaments tomorrow, because I think we went a little long, which is fine, because I think we had a lot to recap, we had a lot to talk about. So let's just talk about the games that are happening today. Tell me how I don't just take Furman against Wofford, dude. How do I not just take Furman, and how do I not just take Delaware plus 6.5 and just take 2 teams that are starting to do the madness thing that we call March? How do I not do it? Furman's got a guard on their
Furman,
team. I'm
Wofford's-
forgetting his name right now, but he is NBA ready with the way he scores the ball.
His name is Smith Jr.
He's unbelievable.
Dude, but I feel like I don't know.
He scores like an NBA guard.
I have a tough time. I haven't watched these teams at all this year. I have a tough time getting a gut feel on this game, because I feel like I could see both of these teams' names in March.
100%.
We have seen both of them.
And sometimes
before.
you got to play that game.
That
what
is what it
logo
is.
am I going to
That's
see
literally
in the
what it
bracket?
is. Like,
yeah.
which 5 seed is one of these teams going to upset? That's
yeah,
literally what it is.
100%. I think it's
100%.
Furman this year again. This Furman team always gets sneaky,
Look at that.
always gets
That
weird.
was 2 years ago they hit that buzzer.
Yeah, 2 years ago, yeah. When we were in, me and Shelly
Yeah.
on top of each other. March!
yeah.
I just want to trust PJ Smith here, dude. I just
Okay.
want to trust a kid that's literally every time I watch him play seems like he's NBA ready.
Okay.
So give me Furman here. Also, Josh, I'm just going to have some fun in March. Now that William & Mary is dead, let's just take the team with 6 points.
Bears are back. The Chicago Bears are back. Just clap it up for that.
Someone clipped
I knew that
when
was
they're
happening. I've
4
been
and 6.
tweeting about this motherfucker for a week and a half.
Somebody clipped that when they're 4 and 6.
God, that makes me so happy.
Someone clipped that when they're 4 and 6.
Sure.
Somebody clip that when they're 4-6.
Sure.
I'm going to take Delaware with the point. I feel like this is just one of those where when teams start playing good and they start playing hot and they start stacking wins in these conference tournaments, just take them to keep the madness alive, dude. Delaware has now proven they can score 100 points on William & Mary, and I had William & Mary ranked very high, as you guys know. They are a wagon for me. But just give me the team with 6 points that's playing like they're ready to punch their tick. They're ready to punch tick in March. So we got to take them to punch tick in March.
Okay. I probably won't be on either side in that game, honestly.
That's okay.
That's going to be love of the game.
That's okay. I'm going to take Montana State plus 1.5, Josh. We talked about Montana State a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are and listen, the Big Sky right now in this tournament, everyone's as good as the next team. Other than Montana, who just feels like they're leagues above because of where they are in my mind and where they sit in the wagon. Oh. Montana State plus 1.5. Montana State plus 1.5.
All right.
I had to let that squeak. I had to let that
even
squeak.
know.
Dude. No, that's good.
All right, that's good.
Montana State plus 1.5. I just let one squeak, chat. You can imagine what I let squeak. Montana State plus 1.5. Come on.
All right.
Oh. Montana State plus 1.5.
Dude, I want to go to a gross game.
Okay.
So
Holy fuck, St. Mary's is minus 19.5. Sorry, that's just insane.
yeah, they're probably
Holy
screwed.
Holy shit, that's a lot of points. Holy shit.
Dude, I think Incarnate Word might be
everyone just got to know. You got to know when Josh says, hold on, I want to talk about the game. It's
going
to just be the most fucking disgusting
worst
game.
Yeah.
Okay, but go ahead. Sorry.
Dude, I think Incarnate Word might be one of those teams that goes dancing that we don't expect.
Punches tick?
I mean, dude, this spread is awfully short
Okay.
for how much better Nichols has been than Incarnate Word this year. And I know McNeese is in this conference, so Javon's going to be fucking – well, he's going to hate this, but because I think McNeese is his little wagon. But, dude, I think that this team gets at least 2 McNeese, and I think they beat Nichols. That spread is so short.
Okay. I'm confused why the University of Montana isn't. Oh, they play tomorrow. Okay. I don't hate that. I mean, you're gonna know more about this conference than I will, so I don't hate that. I haven't watched much of this conference because I just assume McNeese is just gonna walk through like they normally do the past year.
Yeah. Bears actually just three-peated back-to-back offseason champions.
Wow.
And 6 combined wins.
Wow. The only big spread I'd feel confident taking is potentially Gonzaga minus 14.5, but the San Fran team is very, very, very interesting, so maybe stay off that because we don't bet big spreads. Josh, the only other ones that I really like on this board before we get to PrizePicks, I like UNC Wilmington minus 4.5. I just think they're better than this Charleston team. I think they're probably going to win this conference now, at least their tournament. They're just, now that William & Mary is out of it, UNC Wilmington is very, very good. And I don't really rate Charleston very highly this year. And then the other one is just taking Idaho at the points against Portland State. Like I said, this conference, they're all the same. No matter the record, they're all the same.
Yeah.
Like every team in this conference on their day is just as good as the best team in the conference. So just give me Idaho plus 4.5 in a game where I feel like the 4-point spreads, I'm more inclined to take the favorites. Used to be. And it feels like the dogs always cover.
I'm going to go back real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think what we should do is just take Delaware money line and say, you know what? We lost to the hottest team going to the tournament.
Punch the tick.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm with
get
you.
them. They're in the semifinal right now. They beat Towson. This spread. I mean, they're only plus 6.5 to a team that has 11 more conference wins than them. Like,
I'm down.
Also, if that kid that went 8 for 10 yesterday, I mean, if he's clipping again, which I feel like always happens. There's always one kid that just carries a team to the tournament.
I wish Monmouth won yesterday, but go ahead.
But I mean, dude, like this is. I mean, if
Is
Delaware
a little wag?
They might be. I mean, honestly, like I would rather lose to the team that wins than lose to the team that loses the next round, right?
I agree. Delaware money line.
Let's do it.
Because then we can go. That's why William & Mary lost.
Exactly.
They just met Cinderella.
Exactly.
I agree. Let's do it. I'm down.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go to PrizePicks really quickly and then get the people out of here. Joshy, I'm staying away from the NBA because I just can't figure it out. I'm done taking Max Christie. Hand up. I'm done doing it. The guy freaking sucks. He sucks. You traded Luka, and everyone, okay, well, at least we got this bright star in Max Christie now that everyone's injured, and I got news for you. The kid sucks. Don't look at his charts. Don't take his points. Don't take his fantasy. Don't take his rebounds. Don't take his assists. Just let him sail into the open blue sea that is the Dallas Mavericks rebuild year, and just leave him. Just leave him. Leave him. Arkansas State could, in fact, be a safe bet. I haven't looked into it. Josh, tell me how I don't just take P.J. Smith on Furman today after talking all that smack.
I mean,
how do I
do you
not do it?
He also didn't hit. He hasn't hit 4 of the last.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Against Wofford. How do we not? And how do I not pair it with Ryan Hemward PRA for my 2-piece? How do I not? That might be my 2-piece.
Wait, who?
P.J. Smith, Ryan Hemward, that's definitely my 2-piece.
Okay. Wait, let me peek something real quick.
Yeah, you peep. Get in there. Don't be afraid to peep. Are you peeping?
I mean, dude.
Okay.
Let's take John Camden.
Okay.
The kid that had 36 last game against William & Mary. Let's take him. He's at 15.
Okay.
He shot 10 threes last game. He's going to be chucking again. Like, there's no way he's not chucking.
I'm in.
Come on.
Even though Niels Lane is weird.
Niels Lane. Yeah, I don't like that, though.
11 points. He had 0 last game.
He had 10. He had 10 last game. Those aren't right, those charts.
Oh, what the
he had 10
fuck,
last game.
PrizePicks?
He only played 22 minutes. He did not get a lot of burn. That's what I don't like, is that he didn't get a bunch of burn, whereas Camden played 36. He was clipping, so.
God, it's so cold up here. My nose is starting to run. Like,
I
holy
love that, actually.
Shit.
I mean, I don't even care that it's obviously square shit. He just had 36 points, but I just like riding hot hands in March, and clearly this kid's hand is hot.
Who the hell let D'Angelo Russell's points be 16.5? That's all I want to know.
Who did that?
I just can't, like, the Bulls are dead. I'm just,
Oh, shit.
I know, but I'm just looking at the Bulls, like, they're just dead. I'm trying to find a good prop in here.
Oh, I know.
I'm not just saying that for a stray. Like, I'm looking at Trey Jones. It's just that's what I'm looking at in 2025.
Trey Jones, yeah. You'd never think that he would be on the Bulls. Also, where's
dude you
TGL?
didn't think would be on the Bulls? This entire roster full of them.
Literally all of them.
Josh Giddey,
All
Trey
of them.
Jones.
Yeah. Fucking Zach Collins.
Yeah.
I think there's TGL on tonight, but there's no squares up, which is interesting. Is it the playoffs?
How do I not
Oh,
do?
no. Never mind. It's next week.
How do I not do Karl Anthony Towns PRA against Jonas Valanciunas?
Don't hate that.
Would you mind if that was my square?
No, go ahead. I like that.
I just love that.
Yeah. I like
You know what else I love, Josh? And I want everyone to be warned. The Knicks signed P.J. Tucker to a 10-day contract because we got the Warriors coming into town. And if you think P.J. Tucker isn't going to be out there
fighting
to throw some body on Draymond Green, I love the move.
Dude, PJ Tucker
I
is
love
actually
the move.
sick. I love PJ Tucker.
I love the move.
Yeah, I love that.
That is our version of
He's a
the
good-
Pacers signing James Johnson or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Jermaine.
No. The guy that they have right now. It's like 42 years old. That like is an
Okay.
MMA expert. I love it.
Isn't that Jermaine Johnson? Is that not? Is that not him?
I think it's James
Johnson? Yeah, maybe.
But I love it, dude. Throw him in there just to literally show Draymond Green how much of a scumbag he is. Because Draymond Green still has yet to apologize. He apologized like such a little fucking rat when Karl Anthony Towns literally lost someone very close to them and said he was scared to play. Ain't nobody scared of fucking Jimmy Butler, dude. Nobody's scared. Nobody's scared. So give me PJ Tucker. Also, if you're the Knicks, just get a little rat on there. PJ Tucker's just a little rat.
He is.
He just wants to be in there and just fucking rat.
He is a little rat.
So give me PJ Tucker.
He was so goated with James Harden.
So goated.
He would just do all the scrappy work for him.
So goated. All right, that's the TMA 2-piece for me and Josh today. John Camden on Delaware more than points and Karl Anthony Towns more than PRA. Now that Jalen Brunson is out, guess who's going to go through? Karl Anthony Towns against Jonas Valanciunas. Here we go.
Yup.
All right, Josh. Say goodbye to the peeps.
Will be. Let's have a fantastic Monday and great start to the week. And dude, let's go Delaware. How about that? How about the Hens get a little win for us? Peace.
Welcome back to the part of the show that I think we like to call Mikey Over. I want to talk about this today on a Monday because I feel like Monday is interesting. We've talked about it a bunch. Monday is one of those days where you either dread it or you love it. There's really no in between. And I think a lot of the times... we didn't do our PODs. Josh, POD. I'm going to go Furman. Furman, moneyline, POD.
POD, I'm going to go Incarnate Word plus 3.5.
Bang. POD Furman, Incarnate Word. Plan B?
Plan B.
Gonzaga team total.
No. Okay, actually, I thought you said Gonzaga for a second, then thought about it. Let's take that, because I was going to say the over, and I like Gonzaga, so.
Gonzaga team total.
Let's do that.
Plan
What
B.
is that, do we know?
It's probably going to be in the 80s.
I'll find it.
Back to Mikey Core. Here we go. I just think Mondays are interesting, right? Back to what I was saying. Mondays are really interesting because I think you either live for them or you hate them, and I think a lot of times we hate Mondays, and I'm not going to sit up here and be like, live for Mondays. Wake up on Mondays and go, man, I got a great week ahead of me. But I want to talk about something that I think has happened to me recently, and I think something that I'm really trying to embrace. I try to pray every single night. I'm not going to say you should pray or push religion on anyone, and I'm not particularly religious. I did hear something that was like, if you don't believe in something, then you're just here alone all day. And I think that's an interesting way to look at it. But the one thing I think we do a lot is we hope for things, and we ask for things. And a little quote from Morgan Freeman that I think really rang true to me, and I saw it last night. It was in one of these motivational TikToks that I got. And I always like to save them, and I always like to throw a like on them because I want to get more motivation. And just, I think you can take a little quote from someone and you can really work it in your own way. And I suggest everyone to do that. But it said, when you pray for rain, sometimes you got to deal with the mud. And I think too many times we wake up on Mondays and we go, God, I hope I have a great week. Like, can I please get this? Can I please get that? Can I please do this? I hope this happens. I really want this to happen. And we don't realize that sometimes we're asking for rain, and that's going to bring mud. A lot of times you go, man, I really, in life, just as an example, you go, man, I really, really, really need these crops to grow. Please, 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 please bring the rain. I really, really, really need this promotion. Please, 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 please. And the way you get the promotions, you get put in a situation where you have to deal with something really negative, or you have to get your team out of a hole. And that's the mud. And sometimes I think we pray for rain, but we're not ready to deal with the mud. And a lot of times to get better, you have to go through something bad. And I think too many times we pray for the rain and then mud shows up and we go, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Not realizing that the rain we pray for, or the rain that we asked for, brought us the mud that we have to deal with. And that's really what is going to make us a better person, is dealing with that mud instead of going, I really, really want this, and it getting handed to you on a silver platter. So on a Monday, understanding that all the things that you want, that all the things that you need, that all the things that you're asking for, chasing for, desiring, a lot of times it's going to be that mud. And we're asking for this rain, but the things that's going to make us a better person and get us to the things that we want is dealing with that mud. So just keep in mind that when you ask for rain, sometimes you got to deal with the mud. And I think the mud is a great segue into taking a step forward. There's going to be mud every day this week, I guarantee you. Whether it's Monday afternoon, whether it's Wednesday night, whether it's Thursday morning, there's going to be mud this week. And you might have asked for that rain, but guess what? Now you got to deal with that mud, and the mud is what makes you a better person. The mud is what gets you farther down the line. And just take one step forward. I know how hard it can be to take a step forward in life, and sometimes we take steps backwards. Hell, last week we watched me take a step backwards in real life. So take a step forward for me today. I know how hard it can be. Take a step forward, but I think we've learned through doing this show that it's about the attempt, not the result of the step forward. So do me a favor. Just be the one that attempts to take the step forward every single day, and we're going to be farther this time next year by doing that. I love you. If you haven't heard that today, I love you. Go tune into BTL right after this. Same channel, same time. They're the Sharp Report. They're going to go through every sport. They're going to give you the sharp plays. They're going to break down every game by game. And listen, we're the guys that go, you know what, dude? Delaware beat our Wagon. We're taking their money line because they might go dancing. I really like Furman's color of purple, so we're taking Furman. That's just what I do over here, okay? But if you want the game breakdown, you want the Sharp Report, go tune into BTL right after this. Tell them we said what's up. I love you guys so much. We'll be here tomorrow.